What's up, everyone? How you doing? You're listening to Open Mic. I'm your crazy mad podcaster, comedian Ricky Cole. This is the first time I'm going live on YouTube. Want you guys to go down there and press that button and support my channel. And if you want to donate, hey, you can donate 50 cents a month, $1 a month, $5. I appreciate it a lot. This brother behind me died believing in a revolution. White America at that time didn't want him waking American people up. Now American people are confused. They don't know what to say about what happened to the Voting Rights Act. See, John Roberts, was groomed to do exactly what he's doing. Gorsuch, Thomas, Scalia, and the rest of those clowns were sent there to help him. Their job was to gut the Voting Rights Act, to send America backwards. See, when they say they're conserving white supremacy. That's what they're conserving. This brother behind me died because he was waking people up to this fascist fucking country. See, everybody on the media like to say, we're a democracy. We was never a democracy until 64. And then after 64, Richard Nixon, he had a war on drugs, really black people. Then those racist motherfuckers in the South came up with a strategy. Then the Powell movement, okay? He had his memo. Corporate America, take your country back from those radical people. And they did, because they have Ronald Reagan. You know what the Democrats did instead of standing up for democracy? Nothing. They catered to corporate racism. And when they know that Nixon and Reagan put crack on our streets through that crooked ass CIA, you know what the Democrats did? Funded policing instead of black communities. All right? So we got to stop falling for this shit. Because the brother behind me was saying, you can't trust the system. Scobie Carmichael said, you can't trust the fucking system. But no, we black Americans, we're always falling for that shit. We're always believing in, well, America. America is a lie. Because you have to be a fool to believe that white folks can get over racism. After the Civil War, 600 some thousand people died. Reconstruction, what did they do? 10 years later, stripped black people of their rights. And by the turn of the century, by the 1920s, there was no black people, nowhere in the government. Jim Crow was alive and well. They came up with some new science to justify their racism called eugenics. You think people like Roberts let eugenics go? He's no better than that fucking clown over there in the Middle East, talking about the Palestinians, the same fucking language. That's why they can fucking send billions and billions and billions of dollars to a Zionist project. Because white nationalists, white supremacists, Christian nationalists, racist ass Catholic fucking fascists, all working together against black and brown America. And black and brown people around the world, because they don't see us as humans. And there's nothing we can do or say to convince those bastards otherwise, because that's how they think. They murdered their own over the winter in Wisconsin because they were standing up for human rights. They showed white people, we will kill you if you stand up for those people. Meanwhile, Trump don't have no money for schools, for elderly, for the veterans that is being murdered in the military by Pete Hegseth. Don't have no money to help nobody in America. But he has money for a ballroom. He has money for his Gestapo agents. He has money for his rich friends. He has money for Israel. And Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey and Cory Booker, they go and vote for it. So we got to stop bullshitting ourselves. It was never a two-party system. It's a one-party, a fusion party, pretending that it's two parties. Come on, everybody. The South back in the 1960s was all Democratic. All redneck, racist motherfuckers who vote Democrats. Okay? Then, by 64, 65, by 1970, they was trying to find a new home. They came up with their Southern strategy because they didn't want black folks even in their party, except for a few ass kissers. And then what black folks do, oh, we're going to vote Democrat. Now, it reminds me of when Lincoln freed the slaves. What did black folks? We're going to vote Republican. And we keep falling for that same bullshit. Fucking 250 years after the colonial war. 100, almost 200, 100 some years after the Civil War. And we're still dealing with that shit. Racism. See, when they say they're conservatives, you know what the fuck they're conserving? White power. So, they gutted the Voting Rights Act. That's no fucking surprise. That's why they was talking about voter ID, oh, voter fraud and all that nonsense, because they hate black people. And we can't listen to corporate media. They own it. It's an echo chamber for white people to feel comfortable about the sins that their fucking friends and their and rich people are committing. Just a propaganda network. That's all the corporate medias are now. And so what I'm saying, folks, when they murdered this brother behind me and other revolutionary brothers, they was afraid that people like him will wake America up. That Rainbow Coalition that he started, that's why they murdered him. The reason they put Trump in the White House, because of Barack Obama, who was not like the brother behind me. He was trying to believe in an America that doesn't exist. It's not a blue America. It's not a red America. It's not a white America. It's America. Nah, this is a motherfucking white man's fucking... I mean, fuck this country. And since they want to disenfranchise everybody who of color, we don't have to go and die in a motherfucking war. If they don't want us voting, we shouldn't be paying fucking taxes. And we should be saying, give us our reparations and leave us the fuck alone. Because Citizens United mean you white racist motherfuckers go on about your goddamn business. And don't buy from these fucking corporate companies who fund this shit. Stop giving them racist motherfuckers our money. Support your communities. Or support those who support you. See, they don't understand nothing but power. Like, the reason they freaking out right now, because Iranians showed them, you can't piss on us like you did on Venezuelans. You know, we're going to shut it down. Now they're panicking. They don't know what to do because they're filling it in their pocketbooks. We have to make these rich motherfuckers feel it in their pocketbooks. Oh, we were just happy to go and sit down at their lunch counters, huh? Oh my God, I can walk oh my God, I can sit down at their restaurants and have something to eat. They might be spitting in our food. So we got to watch it, folks. I'm not calling all white people racist, but the majority of you are. Especially in the South. Look at them. They couldn't wait. The ink wasn't even dry when Robert rubber stamped that shit. They just, oh man, now we can just really show our racism. And Roberts and that racist ass court, look what they did. Look what they did, right? They gave Trump a card to be king. They don't care if he put us in concentration camps. He don't care if they murder people in the streets. They don't care. They're showing us they don't care about us. So why the fuck is our loved ones going to die for a country that don't give a flying fuck about us? They erasing our fucking history. Everybody who died black and brown and fought and saved the fucking country from so-called fascism, not knowing that America is the home of fascists. We're always falling for that shit. We're always trying to fit in where these crackers don't want us fitting in. They use religion as a shield to hide who they are. And all we have to do is step back and look at them. Like Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer gave a speech. He never gave a speech about, I want to defend America and support America with all my money. No. He said he wanted to support the Zionist project. an ethnic white supremacy project over there in the Middle East that's killing Palestinians, starving Palestinians, shooting and murdering their kids. America rubber stamped that shit. And then for the senators like Lumenthal from Connecticut and others who and Fetterman and all these so-called Hakeem Jeffries and all of these motherfuckers sit around and and they vote to send weapons to a suicidal maniac over there, knowing damn well what they're doing with it. So that tells me you're fucking complicit. The problem with this fucking country is those racist motherfucking white supremacists with broke brother suits. All they're concerned about in these 250 years of this country is preserving white power by any means necessary. They don't want a democracy. They never believed in it. That's why they came up with Citizens United. Think they was talking about American citizens or American people? This cold. Citizens United, all rich racist motherfuckers come and give me your money and let's fight this shit. Pound memo. And that's what's wrong with our country. We got to stop. We like to listen to moderate news shows like Morning Joke and Mika. Motherfuckers don't like us. They train and tame Al Sharpton. He go out there and act like he's shot. But I bet you coming down to that paycheck and civil rights, he'll pick the paycheck. Just like Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker and the rest of those clowns. Jasmine Crockett lost her seat. But she's making money. They got her tamed. Where's Alexandria Cortez? Oh, can't get a word out of her anymore. See, because either they're going to get rid of you or they're going to tame you. And that Thomas, Clarence Thomas. Joe Biden rubber stamped his racist black ass up. That dude hate his own skin. If he can fucking bleach himself tomorrow, he will. He ain't nothing fucking smart about Clarence Thomas. He's a fucking rubber stamp. That's all it is. That's all it is. A rubber stamp for white supremacy, owned by Nazis. And that's who's been destroying our country. The Christian nationalist movement is a bunch of racist ass Catholic Nazis. And then they teamed up with the Southern segregationists, white supremacists, Christian nutcases. And black folks weren't voting down South. Hell, the South went Republican right after Nixon. And then Reagan really put the rubber stamp on it. You know, they've always been dog whistling. The only thing Donald Trump did was took the fucking gloves off and stop dog whistling. Just say the quiet part out loud. And you notice corporate media won't call that shit out, right? The president, oh my God, somebody tried to assassinate him. Oh my God, he's the president of the United States. They all fall in line. The moderate, quiet white people. Martin Luther King said it. He know the racists are racist, but the motherfucking moderates. Well, that's the problem, folks. That's the problem with our country. White America is you. Think about it. 60 years after the civil rights movement. In that 60 years, white racist motherfucking men and women was chipping away at voting rights, women rights. Now they're coming for the gay rights. Oh, you people like Lindsey Graham and his little ladybugs, they're going to have it pretty hard to go and find somebody on, I think it was Tinder or whatever that fucking network they like to hang out when Turning Point shows up, or that other one, CPAC? Or APAC, which one? But anyway, it's a lot of shit going on with them people. And it's sad. It really is sad. So the only thing we could say, folks, like a revolutionary tell you, we seen it coming. We seen it. Because, see, they don't want you woke. But people like me and the brother behind me, he was telling you a long time ago in 1972 and 3, these motherfuckers will never change. They're showing you who they are. You better believe them. And matter of fact, they're not finished. So they're going to come after birthright citizenship next. That means our kids don't have to serve in their military. Let their rich kids go and die for their fucking cause. And we don't have to shop in their goddamn businesses. We don't have to support nothing they have. We need to start creating our own. We need to start supporting shit in our own communities. But you know, black folks, we don't stick the fuck together. Well, maybe you need to wake the fuck up because they're not going to stop. Go and study American history after the freaking Civil War. We had black senators and representatives, governors and lawyers, even postmaster generals. White man chipped away at all that shit and gave us Jim Crow. Now they're coming back with Jim Crow 2.0. See, it was written down in the Heritage Foundation, blueprint for white nationalism. So it is what it is, folks. All we have to do is wake the fuck up. And voting is not going to get us out of this. It's going to take a fucking revolution. There's more of us than them. It's going to take us taking over state houses, taking over local community, like Chamber of Commerce, controlling your Board of Educations in your community. It takes us organizing against white supremacy. I'll be right back with a little bit more of my rant.